Day 3. It's April 3rd. It's Sunday. And tomorrow I'm headed in for an MRI on my back. They're doing a full one from my thoracic, which is kind of your mid back, your T discs, your T vertebrae, all the way to lower lumbar. They're doing it with contrast. So I'll talk to you guys about that tomorrow. I'm a little bit nervous because I have to be in this machine for, I think, approximately 30 to 40 minutes. And, those tables are not comfortable for anybody that's had an MRI. It's enclosed, it's very tight. So if you're not claustrophobic, or if you, I guess if you're used to it, that's cool. Some places, maybe in other areas, might have like headphones and music to listen to kind of distract you, but places in our area usually don't. It's very loud in there, and when you are, I'm still struggling with my back pain, and if you are struggling with pain as it is, it's kind of that necessary step that you have to take in order to get to the next step. But it's really hard to know that that's coming. So I've been staying up later than I should recently. I've just had a lot on my mind, but I just have to be patient and wait for answers. One of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today is kind of this acceptance of needing other people and needing help with things. So I'll give you an example. I talk to a lot of clients, or people that they're just like, I'm good. I don't need you to call me. I don't need to check in. I don't, I'll read whatever's on the Facebook post, but I'm not gonna participate or anything. And they kind of hold back from the community aspect. And I have to say, you could take this in a spiritual way if you want to. For me, it's something that my spirituality and my faith has really helped me out with, is but I think that this comes from ego. I think that a lot of the times our ideals in society have to say, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, and like basically get your shit together, right? And I think we get so hard on ourselves, but sometimes you're going through a season in life and you need help. And when we're talking about our health journey, look, studies, right? They all say studies show you become like the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if you don't have any healthy support around you, it's going to be very difficult for you to be successful because you're doing it in a vacuum. So regardless if you're a social media person or not, regardless if you're a phone person, maybe you just don't like talking on the phone. I like doing video chats with people because then I kind of feel like we're just hanging out and they get to know me. That's one of the reasons why I do these videos. I feel like I'm talking to a friend, even though I don't know all of you personally, and all of you may not be my personal client. You may not even be on our program. But when it comes to getting healthy, when it comes to going through the seasons of life, I just think like, oh my gosh, why not have the most support possible? The interesting thing is that I believe that when it comes to my health, and I believe that when it comes to helping other people, and I'm all about circling the wagons, but something that's just been happening this week is because we don't know the extent of my injuries. I'm not supposed to lift anything over 5 pounds, so I'm still not lifting my 2-year-old. And it's not a big deal. He's not like a baby anymore, but it still gets really hard because I keep focusing on the limitation. And so I keep thinking I can't pick up my baby, which means my mom and my sister have been helping me out a lot. Friday I had to get a babysitter because my mom and my sister had other obligations, so I had to get a babysitter. Ooh, God forbid I get a babysitter, right? And I'm all about babysitters for date nights. And my oldest was in preschool and daycare part-time when I was going to grad school, and he still goes to preschool part-time, and now I'm enrolling him full-time so that he can be prepared for kindergarten in the fall. But it's also because I have all these appointments, um and you know, I could take him along to every single appointment. For somebody that's in pain or has back issues, very difficult to manage those kiddos in those doctor's offices. People don't follow the appointment schedule these days. People are overbooked. The healthcare system is overloaded. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but basically, I knew that it would be better for my little one to be with grandma and hang out instead of trying to take him to an MRI appointment. Like, that's not feasible. And I'm reminding myself of the unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves sometimes and what we view as weakness, or we don't want to burn people out. We don't want to ask people for too much or be that burden, but we're not meant to do this kind of stuff alone. Do you know what I mean? We, and the reason for that is because I know all of you have either gone through a season where you really needed help with something. It might have been childcare, it might have been encouragement. Maybe, like for me, I was a new mom. I had not been around babies, and I had a group of women that I met, and they were mama experts because they had one or two, and those were my 2 a.m. phone calls because I didn't know if my baby was crying because I couldn't figure him out. But they were also the encouragers and the play dates and not feeling isolated when it came to parenting. And so you look at things like mentorship in the workplace, and hopefully you have a great mentor in your career, or maybe it was somebody in school, or maybe just, maybe it was like your parents, or maybe it was godparents, or, an awesome aunt, or, just the friends who are the family that you choose to spend your life with, because when you're having a hard time and you need people to show up, they show up. And there's a lot of times that people don't show up, guys. They say, how can I help? I've been writing a lot of this kind of reflective stuff on my Facebook lately, but it's just, I know some other people that are going through some stuff. I had, some people that some people wait until their breaking point to reach out and say, hey, I need help with this, or I need encouragement, or, I'm having a really hard time at work, or I'm having a hard time in my marriage, or I'm having a hard time with the kids, or I'm having a hard time just, figuring out what's next for me, that kind of stuff. We gotta keep our egos in check. So here I am, my husband is gonna go to work tomorrow morning, and my son's gonna go to school. He's gonna go to preschool. And here I was saying, "Oh, I'll drop off the kids. I'll handle it. I'll do it. I'll get up and I'll make James's lunch, and I'll make sure that everything, I just wanted to make everything as easy as possible on everybody else. And it was defeating the purpose. I'm not letting them serve me. I'm not letting them help me when I'm still in this mode of, well, they can help, but not too much. And how can I make it easier for them to help me?" Guys, I've been living on this heating pad and ice packs and stuff. Yeah, it might be time to check the ego and just be like, maybe just let somebody help you through a hard time, because it's not gonna last forever. You know what I mean? This may just have been a really bad fall. Maybe the MRI is gonna come back. Obviously, I've tried for years to avoid back surgery, and um you know, I've tried a lot of different things. That's not what this video is about. So like, I know you guys mean well. I've barked up a lot of trees, okay? I've done a lot of research. But the point is that you have to check your ego. What is at work when you can't allow yourself to be helped by somebody? Why? And it's often the people that always show up for somebody else, the people that want to help, the people that give generously of their time and their heart. Those are the people that it's really hard for them to accept it. And I think that there's just a big lesson to be had there. I really feel it in my heart and in my spirit that ego has such a negative connotation, but I want to say it's pride. But I think at the end of the day, it's vulnerability, and you know, it's weakness, but not in a bad way. You know, my body is physically not great right now, but what am I getting out of it? You know, so there may be some of you guys out there, you're tackling things alone that you don't have to do alone, and maybe people have offered to support you. Maybe you are on a health journey and you really feel lonely and isolated, or like people don't understand. Look, get in a community where people understand. We get it, you know. We may not have the same exact background, but we get it. I know when I started sharing about my endometriosis diagnosis, because I freaked out. You know, it took me years to get diagnosed. I've been misdiagnosed probably for, I don't know, 6 to 8 years now, I'm sure, if I went back to my medical records. But it was amazing what happened when I had clients that said, oh, I have that too, or I had that too, and this is how I dealt with it, and this is what I tried. And it wasn't coming from a lecturing point. It was, they knew the kind of pain that I was in. They knew the kind of exhaustion that I was going through. They knew the frustration of seeking treatment and finding what's going to work and what's not going to work, and the day-to-day grind of having a chronic issue. You know, our health journeys are not all that different. I don't want to call it a chronic issue. I don't want to believe that it's an illness. It's just another community of support, you know? And for me tonight, you know, I just am thinking about peace, right? Thinking about peace. Because this weekend I really just want to have peace with where I'm at right now. My body is not where I know it could be, and it's not going to get there overnight. It didn't get there overnight one way or the other, right? We didn't get here overnight in our unhealthy ways, and we're not going to get there overnight in our healthier ways. But if we keep having this soloist mentality, you know, yes, you do have to make the decision, but what's the harm in encouragement? What's the harm in vulnerability? And I say, and this is kind of my theory, use social media for good to truly, authentically connect with people. I'm not talking about bitching about your life 24/7. But, I mean, if you know, I don't know, if you need a review on something, I'm asking for stuff like handyman reviews. Hey, do you guys know a handyman that can help me out with some house projects? I have some shit that needs to get done, and I'm not in a position right now to do it. And it would make me feel really good just to get those things done and employ somebody else to do it, because the fact of the matter is the season's not going to last forever. Something I've always thought about when we go through rough times is it is a season, right? And spring is around the corner. For some of us, we're in the spring. For some of us, you guys are doing so well, and you're in your summer and you're bathing in the sun, and it feels so good after so many months or so many years of darkness and fighting, or feeling trapped in your body, or, you know what I mean, not feeling strong. I know what it feels like to be strong. And I know that this situation is just going to make me strong in a different way. But I have to be willing to stay present for the ride and stop trying to muster and push myself and do stupid things like, you know, just do too much when my body is saying rest. Okay, my spirit and my soul is saying rest and be at peace. Because, you know, everybody's hustle looks different. I can work from home. I can work right here from this heating pad and connect with you guys and connect with my clients and my team. And that's wonderful. And I'm so grateful for that. And I gotta look on the bright side. My grandma, you know, my mom gets to be a grandma. And little Gabriel has been served with, you know, being around family. And, you know, he's super attached to me, but it's because I've been around so much. And that's a good thing. So, like, I don't really see, like, when I think about it, I think there's really not any negative here. So what is my problem? And it is the ego. It is the vulnerability. It is that I'm so used to being the rescuer. And I'm not used to being the rescued, you know? And I'm not used to being the one that is saying, you know, I could do with some accountability now. And I've done all those things. So I am going to do a different video. This one's going to be funny. I hope you guys enjoy it. I did a team call with my team last week about it. 5 ways to gain your weight back. If you've lost weight before, if you've been a yo-yo dieter, or if you've been successful on program before and maybe you find yourself kind of creeping up on the other side. 5 ways to regain your weight. So stay tuned for that pretty soon. Tomorrow I bring you along on the ride. I'll be around in the morning doing calls and working on some stuff from home. I will kind of see what my pain level is at. I'm not going to make any assumptions. Maybe it'll go really well. I'm going to stay positive. One way or the other, you know, my boys are in good hands with people that I trust. And this is part of kind of checking yourself before you wreck yourself. I could keep pushing my body when it's screaming for me to stop. And just listen to your heart, listen to your soul. I know this sounds very like Oprah Super Soul Sunday, but you know, you guys know me, you know that's my heart. We gotta tap into all parts of us. And this weekend my soul was saying peace. I had a wonderful dear person say, you know, just be at peace about it. And it was it really touched me just to like be like, yeah, I mean, why not? Life is complicated, guys. Let's support each other on the journey. It's harder sometimes to show up than it is to slowly disappear and to slowly fade out and to slowly have your friends kind of ask you, oh, you know, what's going on with so-and-so? So I'm just encouraging you. This was really laid on my heart. Maybe it's reaching one of you out there. Maybe it's reaching 100 of you out there. But I just want to tell you, you know, there's strength in the weakness. And that's not just something you put on the wall to like pump you up before you fall on a bathroom floor. It's true. And so you really have to ask yourself, where is my ego and what I think about the ways that I judge myself? Where is it getting in the way of me living a fuller life, a happier life, and a more peaceful life? So in your health, in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, that's what it's all about, right? And that's, I know it sounds really strange, but that's what our company's about. Healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances. And, on a Sunday night, I'm already thinking about the MRI tomorrow and wondering how that's going to go and am I going to be able to handle it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go to bed and I'm just going to think about having peace and having peace with the help that I need right now when it comes to taking care of the kids and the housework and I don't know, anything else that needs to get done that I'm not physically capable of doing right now. But there's a lot that I can do. And last week, I had an opportunity to encourage a friend and spent a good amount of time with her, a couple of hours. And she was going through a really hard time. And because I work from home, I was just able to be here. And we spent a good amount of time together. And then a few days later, she showed up for me and came over and had lunch. And when I was just being a friend to her before, I didn't think, oh, well, this person owes me something. And this person is weak for asking me to come over and talk. And, I wasn't thinking that about her. So when she offered to come over and visit, I was like, yeah, I could really use the company. I have cabin fever. I've only been at doctor's appointments and in this house. So anyway, for what it's worth, you guys, I know it's a long video, but hopefully this gives you encouragement for the week, whether it's in your health journey, maybe you're going through something at work with your family, or just internally, maybe you're at a crossroads in your life. Maybe you're going through a hard season, but the spring is coming and there's a time for growth, right? There's a time for change. And this is just another growth season. So here's to being brave. Here's to being authentic and real and keeping it healthy together. And let's partner together. Let's rock this out. And the rough stuff and the fun stuff and everything in between. So I hope you warriors had a good weekend and I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Please subscribe and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What is, a period of time that somebody encouraged you that was really meaningful to you. So to me, it was somebody giving me permission to have peace. So this is a temporary tattoo. As cheesy as it sounds, I've been itching to get another tattoo, but there's a time for everything, right? So anyway, they urged me to have peace, and then I thought, like, yeah, and I've been thinking about it all weekend long. So anyway, I gotta have peace about, I have no makeup on, peace about breaking out due to hormones, right? Still, I don't know, I'm kind of digging, I'm getting used to this, so maybe we'll keep the ring instead of the stud. You guys let me know. All right, so encourage one another below and send me some encouragement for tomorrow. I'm sure everything will go well, and at the very least, I'll have some answers soon. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys, and see you for VEDA. Bye. Have a good night.